When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do meaningful work every day. You get to be the biker who codes as fast as he rides, crafting advanced tech solutions that transform car buying. Or a guitarist who develops harmonious apps and websites, connecting people and businesses, all in real time. A savvy soccer mom running solution sets as passionately as she runs gameplays. Be the super secret keeper, designing cybersecurity systems to protect private data and websites. A planet protector, expanding EV battery life and inventing more ways to build a better future for all. When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do career-defining work that solves the greatest problems of our time. Join us and connect to work that improves lives, including yours. Learn more about our family of businesses at cox.career/tech.
Good evening. Welcome to WSBI, your resource for success podcast program, where you get to meet inspiring women-owned businesses from across the country. And now, for your host, Kimberly McElmore.
Hello, and welcome to another night of sharing and a special edition podcast. With us, we have Silentor Thomas Ethil-Henderson, founder and CEO of Mission Starfish Haiti. Welcome,
Yes.
Silentor.
Yes. Hi. How are you doing, Kimberly?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
All righty. Well, it has been a long time coming, and we have a whole lot to talk about, a lot of history between us, and then, of course, all your new future stuff. So before we get started, why don't you just tell the listeners just a little bit about yourself, and then we'll dive into some of the actual interview process.
Yeah, most definitely, Kim. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on this podcast, and I've kind of watched the progress of your effort and work and just the discussions. And so, yeah, as you said, my name is Silentor, and I'm a Haitian guy coming from Haiti, but was given the opportunity to live in the United States and was educated here. But I always felt a desire to go back because, as you know, my country is one of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere. And knowing that I have my local Haitian family there and just the community, I knew I had to work hard and dedicate myself to going back. And this is where I work now, and this is what I do, and I love every day of it.
All right, and yeah, you do. You have a awesome spirit, and you have a wonderful story. It's definitely somewhat sad about how you actually came to the United States. But why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about that process and what happened, and then we'll forge forward.
Yeah, as you know, and I mean, you've been in my life for so long, and so you could probably share as much as I could here. Just the fact that I was sick in Haiti, and as many people might know, is that when you live in a third world country, there's a lot of issues, and there might be the lack of education, health, and just people are hungry. Mm-hmm. And in my case, I was diagnosed with a bone infection called osteomyelitis, and in my village, we did not have the basic necessities such as a clinic to get treated if you were sick. And it went to that point where I was so sick that I almost died. But I was blessed and lucky enough to been connected with a guy from Davenport, Iowa named Tommy. And to give a little background story about Tommy, he was a guy who's well educated. He had just an interesting life, and he was a drug addict. He was an alcoholic. He owned a strip club. His wife had committed suicide. I mean, his life was backwards as we might look now. But at one point of his life, he was able to turn every single thing around so that he could potentially, better his life, but also look for ways to impact other people's life, as he felt that he wasn't living what the purpose that was set out for him. At one point in time, he shared with me a story that someone shared with him through his process of recovery, which is it's called the Starfish story. It's basically, it goes like this. A young man was walking along the shore of a beach. As he was walking along the shore of a beach, he noticed a lot of starfishes swimming on the shore, and they were dying. And obviously, if the starfish are not in the water, the sun will be burning down on them. They will die. So this boy decided to pick up these starfishes and throw them in the ocean. As he was doing this, an older man approached this young boy and told this young boy, "What are you doing?" The young boy said, "Well, all these starfishes are on the shore. They're dying, so I'm trying to save them by throwing them into the water." The older man said, "Son, don't you realize there are thousands of millions of starfishes on this shore? You can't make a difference." Well, the young boy bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it in the ocean, and looked at the older man and said, "Well, I can't save all of them, but at least I made a difference for that one." So it goes back to Tommy's life, is that somebody came into his life to help change his way, his approach, to the point that he would have died if somebody didn't lend a hand in his life. So as a result of the changes that was made in his life, he felt that maybe he could potentially go to Haiti, and see how he could use his talent. He was a registered nurse, and I was lucky that when he went to a country like such as Haiti, it was me that he was able to connect with. As I mentioned, I had a bone infection called osteomyelitis. Tommy himself had a similar illness when he was young. And so right away, he felt connected to me, and he did every possible thing he could do in Haiti to provide for me. But at the end of the day, the health system was not able to get me to the point that I needed to. So he decided to bring me to America, to Iowa, right? So cold out here. I'm back. I don't know why I'm back in Iowa right now in February, but he brought me here. But I'm grateful for it, right? I will go wherever I can so I can survive.
Right.
And Tommy did exactly that, and he brought me here to the University of Iowa Children's Hospital to get the care that I needed. When I got to the hospital, the doctors looked at my leg and they like, "Wow, we can't do anything for this leg. We have to amputate it." And Tommy, knowing that, I have to say, Tommy's a very stubborn person, but his stubborn can be a good stubborn. And he is a person of grit, and he is determined to see a greater outcome when other people can't see it. So knowing that I'm coming from Haiti and he brought me here with two legs, even if one was not working, he had no desire to see that they were going to amputate that leg. And then for him to send me back to Haiti with one leg to my family. He already knows that Haitians are struggling, having two hands and two legs. And now to send this kid back with one leg, he would be like a beggar on the side of the street. Life would be difficult. He was able to connect with people back here, and we ended up at the Shriners Hospital in Chicago. At this time, I was 9 years old in 1997. That's when I came to Iowa. And we were able to go to the Shriners Hospital for Children, and there they were actually able to care for me and just invest the time, and they just showed a lot of love just to see the outcome, the positive outcome for this kid from this village. And they were able to just do exactly that and got my leg treated. So from the time that I got sick at the age of 6 until I was 12 years old, I was not able to walk on my own. So it was either in a wheelchair, bedbound, or just on the crutches. But, just going with Tommy, who is now my adoptive father, after I got treated from the hospital, he basically realized, he did not have any children of himself. And his wife had passed way long before I even existed. He now saw, well, if I already have this kid in this country, I don't have anyone, really. I don't have a kid. I don't have a wife, and I'm living on my own, and I have a lot of resources. I have a home. So he decided to ask my Haitian parents for permission to keep me here as his legal child, so that he could provide me the opportunities that maybe many kids might have here. what do you think my parents said, Kim? They said yes.
Yes, of
And
course. That's right. Yeah.
obviously, no, yeah, they said yes. And not because they wanted to give me up. I think a lot of times people think that families that are in a bad situation just want the easy way to give people up, but that's not always the case. I think sometimes they see an opportunity, they see a light for
Absolutely.
a better future that they potentially cannot provide that child. And, we are born in different situations and circumstances.
Right.
Every, I believe, have every single desire to see that their child is fed and is not sick and is educated. And the situation with being born in Haiti is just that we're a little bit back, in terms of economic, to the point that the money is needed. We are not able to, provide for one another. But every parent cares, and my parents cared about me as much as any other, child that they had in the home. In no way did they desire to give me up, but they knew now I had a better opportunity. And if, just like any parent in this country, if you're smart enough, you see that there's a potential opportunity for your kid to get a scholarship or get on the best team or just do certain things. You don't want to do it illegally, but most likely you're going to try to get that your kid to, on any positive outcome that it might be.
Right.
And so
That's right.
I became his legally adopted son. And prior to coming to this country, I had no formal education. So I was sick. I was 9 years old, had no formal education before, could not speak English. But Tommy was, at one point in time, he worked at the inner city schools of Chicago as a counselor. He has many different education degrees.
Right. And talents. Yeah. It's amazing.
This guy, I don't know. He has a greater purpose on this world.
Right.
It just with how he changed his life around and just felt that there was more to him than what he was before. And so
When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do meaningful work every day. You get to be the biker who codes as fast as he rides, crafting advanced tech solutions that transform car buying. Or a guitarist who develops harmonious apps and websites, connecting people to people and businesses, all in real time. A savvy soccer mom running solution sets as passionately as she runs gameplays. Be the super secret keeper, designing cybersecurity systems to protect private data and websites. A planet protector, expanding EV battery life and inventing more ways to build a better future for all. When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do career-defining work that solves the greatest problems of our time. Join us and connect to work that improves lives, including yours. Learn more about our family of businesses at cox.career/tech.
The most wonderful time of the year. Although, let's be honest, around the holidays, things really add up. But here's the good news. Only at Verizon, you can get a single line for $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So, while ice skating for two is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. Gifts for your third cousins? Steep. A single line with Verizon? Not so steep. A real tree? Pricey. A single line with Verizon? Less pricey. Flights to see Mima and Pops? Those are up. A $50 per month single line? That's down. Even a trip to the Atlanta Holiday Market will cost you more. But with Verizon, you can switch and bring your phone for just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome, with autopay plus taxes and fees. All this to say, during the holiday season, when everything is costing more, you can get more for less right now at a local Verizon store. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
He was able to kind of homeschool me a little bit as I was in the hospital. The Shriners had really good hospital teachers that would actually come in, because some of these patients actually stayed there for like 3, 4, 5, 6 months at a time. And I was there, I think, at one point in time, 3 months. And so I got my first my first education learning started at the hospital. And knowing that, I remember what my people were going through in Haiti, and children that they weren't able to get an education. So for the first time, I was able to learn and understand things.
Right.
It was awesome.
Right.
And now I was able to be discharged by 12 years old. So the process of coming to this country at 9 up to all the way to 12 years old. So I spent many years and many surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was 12, I was able to overcome this illness, and the doctors were able to discharge me, and I was able to get back on my own 2 feet. So for 6 years of my life, I was not able to be mobile like the average kid would be.
Right.
And that day when they said, you know what, you are good to go,
Mm-hmm.
they realized that they let me go with a fire to be something, become somebody.
Right.
Right. I had no, the idea is that sometimes we limit our thoughts and our dreams just because of our circumstances that we are facing.
Exactly.
We think we got it stuck right now. You probably have encountered some people in that situation, right, Kim?
Every day. So every day. But that's the thing. And the thing that's so beautiful about your story, even though you came from, you come from a community in an area where you see a lot of tragedy. It's constant building and trying to, motivate in the world that you're in, and then that little bit of tragedy on both sides. And it's funny, where I know that you go by Silentor, but you also go by Thomas, and then here you have Tommy and Thomas. You guys come together as one. And it's amazing because when I remember meeting both of you, you were, at that time you were already walking, you had been around a little bit longer, and, you were in the school systems, and then you and my son were connected. So, here we all started to rebuild our family and our friendship. And the thing that is so beautiful about this story is that you have two different individuals coming from two different parts of the world, where both of you had two very tragic scenarios, and then God brought you together to heal Tommy, because he needed that healness, and to also heal you so that you could continue to have the life that you deserve to have. And like I said, people don't know us, but the story that you're telling, and then I have seen for my own two eyes, the glory of it, to see you from where you started at, and then here you are today, and of course, all of you young men have always been my extra children, and you all of you have been Joe's extra brother, the brothers that he's never had. And so to see you flourish and do what you're doing has just been amazing. And then every time I hear this story, no matter how many times I have heard it, I learn something more, and I learn something new, even, especially about your father, your stepfather, Tommy, because he, like I said, he has so many hidden talents, and he has done so many different things, even within the community that we're both from. And, and it just, I'm sitting here just engaging and listening, because it just goes to show you, like I said, everybody's born and brought into the world with different circumstances. And it doesn't matter where you come from, it's where you're going to. And it's proven every single day that you can certainly make a difference within yourself. And because you have had these opportunities, you are absolutely moving forward, and you're made a difference, like you said, going back home. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but I want you to continue finishing your story in reference to, once you're 12, and then you have some of the other things that are going on in your life after being, after you realize that you're walking, you're learning again. So tell just a little bit more about that story before we talk about your mission that you have, your program that you provide.
Yeah, Kim, exactly. How have we been able to come? How far have we been able to come and be able to connect with you and Joe? You there, right, Kim?
Yes, I'm here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's how far we've been able to connect, and it's as I keep going back to when I was 12 and able to be discharged, and for the first time I was able to stand on my own 2 feet. I knew that there was a greater purpose for me, and to be able to be where I'm at today, I cannot give the credit solely to Tommy. Mm-hmm. First of all, I am a believer. I'm a faithful guy. I got to give the credit to God. So I would credit to God who, because if God did not put it in Tommy's heart to go to Haiti and say, you can be a difference maker, I wouldn't be here. And Tommy made sure that while I was in the hospital, they shared, his faith with me in the Word of God. And then thirdly, the people that actually put a hands in my life, like you, like I did not have a mother figure, and you took me into your home, because I became friends with your son, and just the way that you raised Joe, and just the person that Joe is, and still is today, that was a how do you say, an example for me to follow, because I got myself in the right circle of influence, and that could be positive for me. And so, yeah, for the first time, being able to live in this country and going to school is like, like an average American kid. And it was not easy, right? Because I came here not knowing how to speak any English. And now I spent some time in the hospital, and I started to learn a little bit, but it was not the same as most kids that's sitting in the classroom. It was very difficult. And, the process of not being able to speak English, and I got picked on quite a bit,
Right.
Life was quite difficult. It was not easy now,
Right.
but for some reason, I was able to make a friend out of Joe, and he accepted me for me. He loved that I was from Haiti. And yeah, we became really, really good friends. And so, as I was growing up here now after Tommy adopted me as his legal child, one of the things that he always shared with me, and when I started speaking English, was that I took you out of Haiti, but I never meant to take Haiti out of you. Remember who you are, where you came from. So just going back to the whole idea is that my Haitian parents did not give me up because they didn't want me anymore. And Tommy also wanted me to understand that he was not trying to take me away from my Haitian parents. It's that he wanted to give me an opportunity. And that opportunity could have ended in any way that, I had chosen to take it. But because I felt that I've been blessed, and I've been, given a chance of a lifetime that many kids in Haiti would not have, I wanted to take full advantage of it. So I got, I started excelling. I worked hard. I mean, I would be homeschooled. I would go to grade school and band and some of the subjects that Tommy could not teach me. And then some of the teachers would even come back in the evening and tutor. It was very hard to be able to catch, for me to catch up. But one of the things that I took away from Tommy is, his grit. Like, he had a lot of grit. He was determined. He was determined to overcome any obstacle, and nobody was going to stop him. And he was, he was just going to sacrifice whatever it takes to get to the end goal, because he know the end goal is a positive outcome that might be able to get there. So to me, my success in this life so far, I'm now 30 years old. I'm not the most brightest person. I'm not the most intelligent person. But one thing I do know about myself is that once I decide to do something, I fight to see what the outcome might be. Even if I fail, is that I will learn something along the way. And, one of the things that I've been hearing a lot about, the best education that one can get is through the experiences. Because right away, the things that we can, we made mistakes, and we say, okay, that's a mistake. Now I know how to do it, because you struggle to make that mistake, and you can learn from it, and then that might be able to allow you to achieve something later on in your life because of that mistake. So I had a lot of grit, and I was determined. I was, nobody was gonna, stop me from getting an education, and I was able to excel. And I, as you know, I went to school for a while with your son Joe, and it was a motivator for me. I mean, let me tell you, having somebody who was willing to try hard and get good grades and was respectful and people liked him, to me, I desired that too. So we kind of rubbed off each other, I have to admit, and it just, if you spend enough time with somebody, that person can change the way who you are. And I think I think I got myself, a good friend in Joe, and then in your family. And I, not to go into back to the whole idea of, the struggles that I had to overcome. I think really my only true friend growing up in all my grades. You know, somebody that I could turn to and would connect and talk about everything. And even to this point in life, I still feel like though I don't communicate with as much with your son, he's still an inspiration to me because he's a positive young man in society that's contributing and that worked hard and nothing was handed to him. And so with the support of Tommy and having the right relationship, right friends, and the right people who were willing to put their hands in my life, I was able to, go through high school. I was able to end up going to college. Things that how did I get to that point? Well, I worked hard. I did not want to let people down. I wanted to. You still there, right, Kim?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah. I'm still here.
I did not want to let people down. I wanted to make people proud. I wanted to make.
When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do meaningful work every day. You get to be the biker who codes as fast as he rides, crafting advanced tech solutions that transform car buying, or a guitarist who develops harmonious apps and websites, connecting people to people and businesses, all in real time. A savvy soccer mom running solution sets as passionately as she runs gameplays. Be the super secret keeper, designing cybersecurity systems to protect private data and websites. A planet protector, expanding EV battery life and inventing more ways to build a better future for all. When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do career-defining work that solves the greatest problems of our time. Join us and connect to work that improves lives, including yours. Learn more about our family of businesses at cox.career/tech.
The most wonderful time of the year. Although, let's be honest, around the holidays, things really add up. But here's the good news. Only at Verizon, you can get a single line for $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So while ice skating for two is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. Gifts for your third cousins? Steep. A single line with Verizon? Not so steep. A real tree? Pricey. A single line with Verizon? Less pricey. Flights to see Mima and Pops? Those are up. A $50 per month single line? That's down. Even a trip to the Atlanta Holiday Market will cost you more. But with Verizon, you can switch and bring your phone for just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome, with autopay plus taxes and fees. All this to say, during the holiday season, when everything is costing more, you can get more for less right now at a local Verizon store. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Myself proud, right? But I wanted to make people proud because they invested so much time and energy and money in me, right, so that I potentially could do and become anything that I want to become in this world. And with the faith that I have in God and knowing there's a greater purpose for me in this life, is that if I wanted to be a teacher, if I wanted to be a missionary, if I wanted to be whatever it could potentially be, I could be. And so I went to, by the grace of God, I was able to get in college. I went to Iowa State University here in Iowa. And, that was the right university for me. It was, it's a farmers university and, a small town. Right. And the people and the support that I was able to receive, it was remarkable. And just the whole idea is that every time I have a door that's open for me to go into, I want to make sure before I walk out the door, I become successful at what, that opportunity. I want to take full advantage of everything. So going to college to me was a door that was open that was far-fetched, coming all the way from Haiti and starting your education in 9th grade. It was hard. It was very hard, Kim.
Well, I know it was, but that's the key here is that you learned and you appreciate, and if you had never decided to go any further than what you've accomplished now, you've accomplished a great amount that, people have the opportunity to do every day. And that's the key word is opportunity. You were given an opportunity and you didn't take it for granted, and you appreciate that. And that is the reason why you are the person you are today. And even though what, people do understand and realize that, when we all are brought, come into this world and we have a foundation set for us. We all have other influences that are around us. We all have other resources, whether it's the education, everything that we have, these tools that are put in a toolbox, and we have to make the decision of whether or not we're going to use those tools. And you made that decision because you truly understand what it meant to not have. And sometimes, we get up every day, and we take it for granted. And sure, there are many people in this country who have issues, but we have more opportunity. And here you were, a child who did not have this opportunity, and by the grace of God, you were connected with the individual who wanted to give you those opportunities, and then you have taken upon it as a young man, and here you are becoming the man that you want to be. You're doing the right thing. And, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Kim, is that I don't want anybody thinking that Silentor is perfect. I don't believe I took every single opportunity that came in front of me, because in life, we all make mistakes.
You have to make those mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn anything.
Right.
It's how you utilize those mistakes, and that's the reason why you're continuing to grow. Nobody's looking for you to be perfect right up front, because none of us are. That's how, whether you're in a business, whether you're not in a business, just in life in general, you learn by those mistakes.
Right. God is always there to help pull us out of our, problems. Mm-hmm. And not only that, he has brothers and sisters here willing to put their hands in our life to help redirect us and put us in the right track. And sometimes, throughout my young years of living, just going back to the whole idea, it's like every time I come back to Iowa, do you know where I go, Kim?
Mm-hmm. I know where you go.
Your father's shop. I learned so much from just sitting there and listening to his wisdom and his experiences, and and to me, that only he might not know it, but just sitting there for an hour, not even getting my hair cut, and I look like I just came from someplace like I just have a whole bunch of hair in my head and my face. I should be getting cleaned up, but I'm more there to just hear him talk, because I feel like he has something that I'm going to pull away from today. And, just because he encounters a lot of people that have gone through struggles and that maybe had a missing opportunity. But at the same time, he knows a lot of people that have taken the opportunity that have overcome some of their obstacles. And to me, as a result of that, I enjoy going in there, and I learned so much.
Right. Well, and then, when you're talking to my father, Joe, for those people our listeners who don't know, Joe McLemore is my father, who has owned a business in Davenport, Iowa for 50 years. He just celebrated 50 years in January. And what a lot of people understand is that, he came from the poorest background, in the Quad City area. So he came from nothing and has worked his way and has become a pillar of the community and is there for everyone. And, so when you have the opportunity to go in and sit in that barbershop, like you're saying, it's not even always about the haircut. It's just about having the opportunity to sit down and communicate and learn and listen, and realize you're not the only one. There's always somebody there who's you can connect with, or that you're going through the same process, but you're learning. You can actually teach somebody yourself. So, it's beautiful that when you come home to Davenport, Iowa, that you get that opportunity to say, hey, I can share this with you. And even if I'm not sharing anything, I'm actually coming in just to gain some knowledge or just to say hello, so.
Right. It's kind of funny. Like, I'm on the road about 99% of the time. So my little vacation is when I take that hour to go sit at that barbershop. Right. Nobody that's in my work really know where I go. And, it's like, I won't encounter many of them in there, but it's like my little break away from just like nobody can reach me or talk to me.
That's right. So it's like that's right. Break.
Well,
but as we always say, it's the black man's country club, to be able to sit down and just relax and enjoy, but like I said, have those great conversations. Not everybody agrees with everything, but it's the opportunity to just be you. Sometimes you have to have that like you said, that time to relax, and nobody knows where you're at, and you don't have to always concentrate on the things that you've been striving for all these years. So it's phenomenal, and it's such a blessing that you still have this wonderful connection with my family, because like I said, we've seen you, and I am just ecstatic to see that as I always say, my kids, my boys are growing up and doing the things that they're doing, and I've never been such a proud mother, So it's just
Right.
awesome to see you guys move forward. But I want to ask you just a couple more questions because I wanted you to talk a little bit about the Mission Starfish Haiti. Explain to my listeners and to listeners about your organization.
Yeah, yes, most definitely. As I was saying, is that when I went to college, one of the things that's still stuck in my head is that when Tommy always told me, I took you out of Haiti, but I never meant to take Haiti out of you. So as I was there, I knew that I wanted to go back. I had everything that I wanted. I think I was spoiled, and I knew this is an opportunity now for me to learn something that I could take back. So going back to that story of the starfish story Tommy had told me is that I felt that I needed to keep that story alive, is that I can go back to Haiti one day and help my family and help the people in my community with what I've learned. But before I did that, I wanted to have 1 year or so of experience in my working here. So I became a teacher in Miami. And the reason I became a teacher in Miami is because, remember, when I came here, I could not speak English. But after living here for so many years, I forgot English. So I had to try to figure out how to relearn Creole. So in Miami, there's a little community down there that's called Little Haiti, So I thought, how cool, go and maybe spend a year teaching there. I was a teacher with a program called Teach for America, and so I was teaching. But I ended up not being at a predominantly Haitian school, but because of that little community that was there, I ended up going there every evening and going to the local Haitian restaurant and so on. But that was because of the fact that I wanted to be closer to home. As many of you, the listeners might know, is that Florida is not far from Haiti. Miami specifically is not far from Haiti. And so how cool would it be to one day, learn the language, have a little bit of experience and take it back to Haiti? And that's exactly what happened. So after only a year of teaching, in 2011, I decided to go back to Haiti and to start Mission Starfish Haiti, just to keep that name and to the idea that I'm going back to Haiti. I don't believe that I can save anybody. I don't believe that I can save everybody, but I believe I could make an impact in somebody else's life, just as Tommy did for me, just like somebody did for Tommy. If we are willing to commit ourselves and if we are willing to seek for, out of purpose to becoming a difference maker, because I feel like all my life I love serving people. And so at 22 years old, 2011, moved to Haiti, started an after-school program for the kids there. And, I was so involved in camp and YMCA and, all these different sports that I thought, how cool would it be to take those resources and teach some of the kids? And as I was doing this, many of the parents were like, Silentor, all these kids don't even go to school. Why don't you build a school in this community? Well, I am someone that loves to be challenged, right? Because all my life, I feel like I've been challenged. And so I thought that was a cool challenge for somebody to give me, even though I didn't know how I was going to begin to put a school together for these kids. But I took it back to the U.S. and shared with my friends and family and just people that I knew that really felt that they wanted to help me out. And so by September of 2012, I was able to actually get a school up and running from kindergarten to third grade for 172 kids. And to me, I said, how I even asked myself this question quite a lot. How did I do that?
Right.
How did, but then I give credit to God, to my faith, and then I give credit to the idea of having a lot of grit. I sacrificed a lot. A lot of people tend to say that I sacrificed a lot because I could have been anything here in this country and so on. And now I've been in this. We've been running the school for 6 years now, and we have 400 kids at our school. And the first year I started, as I said, was kindergarten to third grade. Every year since, we've added 1 grade, and so now we have K to 8, and we have 400 kids. And as I mentioned to you earlier, is that in the community there's a lack of health care. So I thought, how cool would it be to also put a little school clinic for these kids? Quick.
When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do meaningful work every day. You get to be the biker who codes as fast as he rides, crafting advanced tech solutions that transform car buying, or a guitarist who develops harmonious apps and websites, connecting people to people and businesses, all in real time. A savvy soccer mom running solution sets as passionately as she runs gameplays. Be the super secret keeper designing cybersecurity systems to protect private data and websites, a planet protector, expanding EV battery life, and inventing more ways to build a better future for all. When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do career-defining work that solves the greatest problems of our time. Join us and connect to work that improves lives, including yours. Learn more about our family of businesses at cox.career/tech.
The most wonderful time of the year. Although, let's be honest, around the holidays, things really add up. But here's the good news. Only at Verizon, you can get a single line for $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So, while ice skating for two is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. Gifts for your third cousins? Steep. A single line with Verizon? Not so steep. A real tree? Pricey. A single line with Verizon? Less pricey. Flights to see Mima and Pops? Those are up. A $50 per month single line? That's down. Even a trip to the Atlanta Holiday Market will cost you more. But with Verizon, you can switch and bring your phone for just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome, with autopay plus taxes and fees. All this to say, during the holiday season, when everything is costing more, you can get more for less right now at a local Verizon store. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.
Story, I had two young ladies that one day as I was walking, I noticed them under a tree studying something, and I approached them and I said, "What are you learning?" Mm-hmm. They said, we're learning to become a nurse. And I was like, "Oh, that's really cool. One day I'm going to have a clinic." I told them, if you both, graduate at the same time and you have a teaching degree, mm-hmm. I will pray that by the time you're done, I will have a clinic. And exactly that same year that I was able to get the funding that I needed, they both graduated, and now they've both been working for me for the last couple of years. Wow. It's really cool.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
So that's going back to the empowering, even empowering women, mm-hmm. because literally the idea of like changing Haiti and just changing a household is empowering the women, because they are the backbone. And I really believe that, because I can only, most of my suffering years of being sick, what I remember most is the time that I spent with my mother and the time that my mother carried me in her back. Mm-hmm. There were times where I was sleeping and she did not know if I was either alive or dead. She would take her nail and put it under my nail and just, kind of like poke it to just see if I would open my eyes, and mm-hmm. she would see those big eyeballs. So I employ, majority of the people that I have working for me in Haiti, I have to admit, there are a lot of women mm-hmm. That I feel that they are providing for their family and they, feeding a lot of mouths, and there's a lot of situation where the husband is not in the person's life. And to me, if I want to change Haiti, I got to start with the kids and the women. And so that's what I've been doing. And also, I wanted my kids to have a Christian foundation, because I think that made a real, true impact in my life. Mm-hmm. And so a young man that I remember growing up before I was sick, he became a pastor. So when I went back to Haiti, I asked them, how can you come and work alongside me and share the gospel to these kids in the greater community? Mm-hmm. So we also have a church. So yeah, this is what I've been doing for the last 6-7 years of my life. And I'm 30 years old, and I foresee myself being there for as long God is called me to be there. And I don't do this because of the fact that I gain something greater beyond knowing that I am a servant of God. I am not doing this for money. If it was for money, I would stick back here in this country. Mm-hmm. For the first couple of years, and I've been doing this full time. I could say my stipend was $500 a month. While when I was teaching at 22 years old, I was getting $3,800 a month. Right. But like over the years, we have been able to get it to like maybe $1,200 a month in terms of my stipend. Right. And the organization is able to, sustain somewhat itself through the funding that we are gaining. Mm-hmm. But my hope in the future is to try to find ways to sustain it locally there in Haiti, so that people can invest to help themselves and provide sweat equity, because that's important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's hearing what you've accomplished in 6 years, most people can't do in a lifetime. So you definitely need to every single day applaud yourself, pat yourself on the back, and keep giving God the glory and telling yourself that you are absolutely doing the right thing. I mean, you are phenomenal. I'm sitting here like, wow, I knew what you had accomplished, but I did have no idea how far you have come in the last 6 years. And, I want you to know that, my organization is there for you. I'm here for you if you ever need me to come and, help you and talk with these women, because, my platform is all about helping women and providing resources so that they can sustain themselves. And if they, want to get into business, or just in general, just understanding, giving them that motivation that they need continually. Because like you said, the women are the backbone of that country. And you see that every day. So, again, I applaud you, because I'm just sitting here astonished at what I'm listening to. And, you're 30 years old, but you sound like somebody who's 50 or 60. Who's been around for a long time. Is
that a compliment, Kim?
Of course it is, because I'm old. I'm up in there now, so no, it is. No, but, it's just that your persona and your attitude, like I said, I remember that little kid, and I remember this young man, in high school and the whole 9 yards. And like I said, to see you guys grow and watch you mature, it's just been amazing. And I'm like I said, I'm right now a proud mother. Like, wow, listen to this, he's doing all these great things. So like I say, every day you pat yourself on the back and you continue to do the great works that you're doing. And you talked a little bit about the fact that, you want to be able to have the community be more involved and be more creative and, have the funding come in those resources. But for those who until you can get there, explain to the listeners how that they can provide you funding and resources that you may need. What are the things that you actually could help more help with?
Yeah, most definitely. The opportunity that I received to get an education here in this country, there's so much that I could take away to be able to provide in Haiti, but it's very difficult. It's the basic things like, having a computer lab or a library. We have started to step toward those things, but having, nice, decent computers that can last quite a while, that they can use Microsoft Word and learn how to use PowerPoint and Excel, because they need to understand technology. And I'm trying to make sure that I also bring that to them, because as they know how to use the technology, the more they will know that's beyond their own little community, right? Because they will see things beyond just the poverty or one of the sad thing about Haiti as well is that the people only stay within their village most of the time. So they don't even know the next town. So if you don't know your country, if you don't know what exists in your country, you really fully can't see the beauty. And but like having the resources such as technology, maybe they will understand and hear the news and watch videos and do certain things. And I want to provide those things to my kids at the school and so on. And the fact that most of our support is at this point is like foreign aid, is that people sponsor like our kids. So we have 400 kids, and we have approximately between 180, 200 kids sponsored. And it's about $30 a month that a person back here in the United States can sponsor a child. And that provides the child a book, their school books, their meal every day, extracurricular activities. It helps go toward the teacher's salary, and just countless other things that we try to do for these kids. And that is one of our major ways. And one of the really cool things that I enjoy as well is that I am an educator. And I don't believe that I am the smallest educator, like smartest educator. But I love being able to educate people about my country. So sometimes you can listen about Haiti right now, but it's really cool when you come down there. So I have people that actually come and leave their comfort zone here in the U.S. and they come and spend a few days with me, and they get to visit the school, visit the clinic, visit the church, and they just get to go eat at a local Haitian restaurant with me and just interact with the day to day with the Haitians. And when they come to some groups, they come along with some projects, funds that they might have, and we might pour cement floor in the home of somebody that's living on a dirt floor. We might put a roof on somebody's home that doesn't have a roof. We might be able to do a community meal where we cook a big meal, and then people just come and get a box of food to eat together. Or we might just simply distribute bags of rice. So there's so many different ways people are able to help. And I think the thing is I love meeting new people. I love interacting with people, and I love sharing my story and sharing my vision to inspire others. So I'm always looking for opportunities to go to people here in America. It might be a school, it might be a church, it might be a business, it might be just like this podcast, a place that I can, hopefully I can inspire other people to, go after their goals or visions or so on. So those are opportunities that people can help my work in Haiti, and as well allow me to inspire people if they invite me into their homes or to their school and just talk to their students and so on. Yeah.
All right. Well, there's definitely, like I said, people out here, I'm sure, who will continue to help. And, hopefully my platform will provide you some additional people who want to be a part of this beautiful journey that you're on. So tell the listeners, though, how, give them, I guess, a way to get a hold of you. So you connect just through Facebook, or do you have Instagram or any other contact information you want to provide for me, please?
Yeah, Kim. So Silentor. So that's my how you spell my name if you want to look me up on Facebook. So Silentor is the name, and you can email me at Starfish Haiti, all one word, at gmail.com if you want to ask a few questions. And I'm always back here, in the month of February, May, and August. And so if you just go to mshaiti.org, and you might be able to look at our website and learn more about us too, and you can find out how to reach me there as well.
All right. That is awesome. And again, I just want to say it's been such a pleasure, and I'm just overwhelmed with joy that, like I said, to see the progress that you've accomplished in your life, and you're going to continue to move forward. And, like I said, I'm definitely here for you if you need anything from me, and we'll talk more about that later on. But is there any last words you would like to share with the listeners?
Yep.
Any other last words, or are you good to go?
Yeah, I am just grateful for this opportunity, and I pray and hope that your podcast continue to grow to reach more people and give people a voice to be able to be heard and share their dreams and vision as well. Not just me, but other people's as well.
Well, thank you very much. And again, like I said, I would like to thank you for coming on tonight and sharing your story. For everyone else, enjoy the rest of your evening, and also check us out on iHeartRadio. We are now there nationwide. And until next time, have a good evening.
Good night, everyone. We will be back next Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Follow us on Spreaker, www.spreaker.com/user/WSBI. View our new WSBI website anytime at www.wsbillc.com and on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do meaningful work every day. You get to be the biker who codes as fast as he rides, crafting advanced tech solutions that transform car buying, or a guitarist who develops harmonious apps and websites, connecting people to people and businesses, all in real time. A savvy soccer mom running solution sets as passionately as she runs gameplays. Be the super secret keeper, designing cybersecurity systems to protect private data and websites. A planet protector, expanding EV battery life and inventing more ways to build a better future for all. When you work in tech at Cox, you get to do career-defining work that solves the greatest problems of our time. Join us and connect to work that improves lives, including yours. Learn more about our family of businesses at cox.career/tech.
The most wonderful time of the year. Although, let's be honest, around the holidays, things really add up. But here's the good news. Only at Verizon, you can get a single line for $50 per month when you switch and bring your phone. So, while ice skating for two is definitely costing more, here at Verizon, you can save. Gifts for your third cousins? Steep. A single line with Verizon? Not so steep. A real tree? Pricey. A single line with Verizon? Less pricey. Flights to see Mima and Pops? Those are up. A $50 per month single line? That's down. Even a trip to the Atlanta Holiday Market will cost you more. But with Verizon, you can switch and bring your phone for just $50 per month for a single line on unlimited welcome, with autopay plus taxes and fees. All this to say, during the holiday season, when everything is costing more, you can get more for less right now at a local Verizon store. $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G, 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Additional terms apply.